Testing, testing. What's up with you, Kivo? Rico, what's good with you, folks? Big homie. We got Miller Mac, Woody Mac. I see we got the Mac family. Well, he got a K on the end of his. That's why that's different. Let me get to this, pull up this YouTube chat real quick. So I can keep on going. Thanks everyone for coming out today. We're working on the Negro Creek and Aboriginals flee to Mexico 170 years ago. Well, I'm supposed to be doing news anyway. Excuse my lighting. I know I'm not really, you really can't see me very well. Gotta get that back right. What's good, Miller Mac? What's good? What's good, big homie? Let's see right here. Let me just pull up this chat off YouTube real quick so I make sure I got everybody. Don't want nobody left out. Here we go. We got Tommy, Pamela Hall, Jamil. What's up, big Jamil? What's good, brother? I like that picture you got on your wall. Joe 47. Good evening to everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. This morning started off, boy, on fire. I don't know who won't crunk that fire up this morning. But yeah, the topic today is Negro Creek and Aboriginals flee to Mexico 170 years ago. Let me make sure that everyone can hear me. Let me turn my music down a little bit. So this right here is Negro Creek. This will be found, I think it's south of the Savannah in Georgia. And I guess as of yesterday, what was yesterday? Yeah, yesterday they changed the name. I think it was approved last Thursday, but they changed the name from Negro Creek to Freedom Creek. So my question to everyone is, was that a good move? Should it stayed the same? Should the name should have stayed Negro Creek? Or I don't know. What y'all think? What's y'all thoughts on that? What's everyone's thoughts on that about this Negro Creek issue? If you heard about Negro Creek, I got a little history on it. Let me see. I got some history on Negro Creek. Let me pull this up right here. I don't know why I got. Okay. Let me 1 second. That's why we're trying to avoid. Do you see this right in the middle of my screen? Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, let me get back to it. Yeah, I had a little, I don't know what's going on. That's crazy. Okay. So, here we go right here. Federal government renames runaway Negro Creek in Georgia. Savannah, Georgia, that is. The federal government has agreed to change the name of a tidal creek on the Georgia coast that had long been known as Runaway Negro Creek. Runaway Negro Creek. Runaway Creek. Wonder where they was running from. The U.S. Board of Geographic Names changed the name to Freedom Creek a year after Georgia lawmakers passed a resolution requested the switch. Runaway slaves are believed to have crossed the creek near Savannah during the 19th century as they sought freedom in the north. The Savannah Morning News reports the federal board, which is responsible for naming geographic features in the U.S., approving the change Thursday. State Senate Lester Jackson, a Savannah Democrat, pushed for the name changed. He said the old name was culturally insensitive and should be changed to honor the efforts of slaves to become free. How about that? I think that's all I got on that. That's it. That is it. Ain't that something? That's it on that guy. Let me see, that was 7. So yeah, so that's it for that. Wait a minute, I got a little bit more. I think I had the history of Negro Creek, what the history they had. You remember me giving you the history? You don't remember getting it? You didn't pull up the Wikipedia yet? Okay. No, that was for okay. So basically, let me see what they talking about. It should have stayed. Miller Max said it should have stayed. That's some bull. All right. I think I might agree with you on this one, Miller. I really do. Let me see what we got. Everyone hit the like button. Thanks, Tommy. Tommy, you be on it, don't you? Tommy be on it, boy. Let me see. It was changed to Freedom Creek. Yeah, right. I know, right? It should have stayed the same. They really trying to whitewash it. Shout out Pamela Hall. I feel you on that. They trying to indoctrinate Africa on our people even more. That's from Tommy. Peace. Bud Big. What's up? Peace, fam. What's up? What's up, relative? Alright. Already did, fam. Oh, yeah. Y'all got to watch Tommy. Y'all know Tommy. He be on it. Shout out to Tommy. I just moderated Tommy. I just made the brother a moderator. That brother, that be working. Ain't that something? But yeah, let me see what else I got busting over here. Alright, so what I'm about to do is, let me see what else they say. Alright, let me see what else we got. Miller, Darlingdale. Good evening, good evening, good evening. See, I'm trying to handle this and get it all. Everyone in the chat, I see everyone is out tonight, this evening. Keep doing your thing, Tommy. Keep doing your thing. So yeah, so basically, it was just a quick little story we had ran through. And I wasn't going to just do y'all like that and just do the Negro Creek. Because somebody had hit me up about Negro Creek today. It was like, hey, you going to hit up Negro Creek? Now, I wasn't able to do a show today, earlier today. Been working. I have what you call an executive producer now, and he's been doing his thing. Like, I mean, it's kind of hard trying to show everybody what you've been doing when you've been a one-man army, but when it comes to streaming and broadcasting and all that other stuff, and hitting the button and staying strict to topic and all that other stuff. Well, I got some help now. Then we got some other things going on in the community that I'm just not ready to tell everyone. If you're in the community and you know me, you really know what's going on. We're really pushing to help the community as much as possible. Shout out to everyone that came out to Genealogy Mondays at Corner Cuts. That was big. We're able to help get people started on learning who their ancestors are, as far as I can find them anyway. It was big last night. The people came through. It wasn't many people, but it was enough for me to sit down, talk with them, and show them and tell them, you know, as much as we can. So it was really, and I also had a young guy came through. He even got a haircut, even though the barbershop closed on Monday. They cut him up. Said he was going for a job interview. How about that? So it was a real good evening last night at Corner Cuts. So shout out to everyone that made it last night. And to everyone that called me an hour before time telling me, you gonna be there tonight? And I tell them, yeah, and you didn't show out. Shout out to y'all too, Lisa. I was on your mind. Probably something came up. I'll see you next Monday. We'll see you next Monday at the Cuts. Yeah, we're going to get this work done. I'm doing as much community work as I can do. I don't have much money, but I got time. So I'm giving my time to the community. Okay, hold on. Let me get back right. I got pictures flipping on me and stuff. Let me get up out of here. They telling me, hey, we ready. We waiting on you. All right. Well, let me get right real quick. What's that? Okay. So we about to go into the 170-year-old Aboriginals fleet of Mexico. Because the reason why I wanted to get into this story, because the story, no, it wasn't live Joe 47. This was an actual event in the city. It was actually in the town, to where people that really don't know much about what we know about, I was able to give them a one-on-one, talk to them. It's not like, you know, a lot of people not going to go on YouTube. A lot of people don't know about YouTube. So I was able to do my thing and help people. Oh, that's everything. There we go. 170 years ago. And when I was reading this story, because we go through a lot of stories daily, and when I was going over this story, I was like, ooh, I got to read this one. It's like, it's just something that had to stand out in this story for me to read it, so I'm about to get into this story real quick. All right, let me see what my story is. All right, here we go. I gotta get to the beginning of this. All right, let me show this first. Washington Post. Okay, this is a story that I read today in the Washington Post. All right, this lady, I think she's I don't know, how old was she? You know how old she was? I think she was like 80-some years old. But we'll get into it as we read the story. All right, hold on before you go. Let me see. Oh, Joe 47, man, that was great for the man. I'm excited just for doing it, to be able to work with people, and I'm looking to do it even more. So I'm really trying to get it as much as possible, and give it as much as possible. I'm mashing the gas right now, and I'm mashing it wide open. It's like this thing has got for real. Things that we've been working on, especially my family, because we work as a team in this house. We finally reached a goal. Hey, make sure you get rid of that bull. That was mine. All right. He a rookie, y'all. He getting it together. We ain't gonna jump on him just yet. All right, let me see. That was great. Okay. For Mexican birth certificate people, they actually put Aboriginal. That I don't know. Tommy, that I don't know. All right, we got Chevy Big Dookie on. What's up, big homie? All right. So this story right here stuck out to me because I was looking for. We got a lot of stories, and I do the morning news, so I just saved them for the morning news, and it was just this one that stuck out to me. And this one kind of went with the first one I just did in the Afro-Mexican. Okay. Proof of what you're doing, brother. Jamil, salute to you, brother. You know, man, that's a Kusa brother right there. All right, what else we got? All right. She is proof of how complicated migrations between the United States and Mexico can be. An 86-year-old Aboriginal woman sitting in her home in northern Mexico singing hymns in English. Lucia Vanquez Valdez is the descendant of African Americans who fled the prospect of slavery in the United States from Mexico in the middle of the 19th century. Crossing a border that barely existed, her tribe is known as the Mazcogos. After escaping their would-be slaveholders, they are still living in the tiny village their ancestors settled. And that is Nacimiento de los Negros, or Birth of the Blacks. Y'all hear that? Birth of the Blacks in the deserts of Coahuila. Ooh, I got it. It's Coahuila. That's it. That's the picture of the Aboriginal woman right there. From the States, fled. She fled through Mexico to northern Mexico. Through Texas to northern Mexico. Now that's her grandchild right there that's light-skinned, and we're gonna get into that in a minute. But go on, hit it one time. Aboriginal all the way. Valdez is the oldest living member of the tribe. She speaks almost no English. Around her, she watches as young Mazcogos migrate back to the United States, this time in search of jobs on farms and ranches. Her eyesight is gone. Her hearing is going, too. She is the matriarch of a group whose history reflects the long view of human migration, the way a community can be pushed and pulled across borders. In the process, Valdez has watched her own community dissipate. Where I'm at? I lost where I was at. Her own. I just lost where I was at. I looked away and looked back and thought I had it. I just looked away. Okay. The way a community can be pushed and pulled across borders. In the process, Valdez has watched her own culture dissipate. The Cogos have become more Mexican, more migratory, and less attached to their patch of desert, where droughts have made farming harder and harder. And I got some pictures of the farm. El Nacimiento, Tribu, Negros, Masgogos, and Seminoles. Alright. Let me see. Not far from me that went south with John, what's that? John Horse. Okay. And then we got what else we got? Oh, we got Skinny on. What's up, Skinny? Alright, let me finish this story. Across the village, people ask aloud, what is left of the what's left of the Masgogos? After generation of intermarriage, most of them are no longer dark-skinned. Many have forgotten how to cook the dishes their ancestors brought with them from America. They wear traditional dresses only once a year on Juneteenth. So they still celebrate Juneteenth. They're in Mexico. The U.S. and a lot of you all don't even know what Juneteenth is, but we're going to leave that alone. The U.S. Emancipation Holiday. They speak Spanish, not English. But when Valdez opens her mouth to sing, it's like plunging into the past. She still knows the English language hymns that her ancestors brought from the United States. I bet you they was some old Christian bitch. There she goes singing. Hold on. Oh, man. All right. That's her singing. We can't hear her. I don't have any recordings of her. They said a lot of people, go and record and get recordings of him, but I don't have any recording of it and see what she's singing in English. All right. So next that we have, these are pictures. These are pictures in the city of Coahuila. That's how you pronounce it. All right. That's the house. Okay, they flowed through as if she's channeling a ghost. A perfect lighting English. What's this? Littling English that she can't understand but can perfectly harmonize. Some are songs of her great-grandparents and their great-grandparents who were slaves before they were unlikely Mexicans. Now, I don't like that verse right there because the way they just throw it out there. I meant to rephrase it. I meant to say some are songs of our great-great-parents and our great-grandparents who were forced laborers before they were unlikely Mexicans. Y'all see how I just changed that up from slaves to forced laborers? That's one way you can do it. And I changed the word from black to Aboriginals. Y'all already know that. All right. Who were slaves before they were unlikely Mexicans. Well, forced laborers before they were unlikely Mexicans. Other songs like This Little Light of Mine, I knew they were some church songs, found their way to the Masgogos in the 20th century. No one is exactly sure how. Them folks took it down there with them. There goes some more pictures. Now the border north of Coahuila is the hemisphere's sharpest line of demarcation. Valdez, her family knows, will die a Mexican citizen, not a U.S. one a couple hours south of Texas. Almost no one else here knows the English song. Sometimes descendants of the Masgogos visit Valdez and ask her to sing. They record her on their iPhones to show relatives back in Texas. Her voice is proof that the tribe existed, that at least for a time, the Masgogos found freedom in the deserts of northern Mexico before they packed their bags and crossed the border again. So, let me see what I got right here. I'm gonna dig into this. I got some pictures too of where this place was at. Let me get out of here. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Just different pictures. It's a very beautiful place south of Texas. There we go. There go the pictures. So, what I wanted to say was, dark-skinned sister and everyone she knew was dark-skinned. everyone married Mexicans, or AKA Spaniards. I'm not trying to throw nobody under the bus, but AKA Spaniards. Okay. And everyone now is light-skinned. But it was a few things that I didn't like about the post. I mean, we know that they went down there. They know they was Aboriginals, and we know they wasn't the only ones. We know Seminoles was there as well. Not just Seminoles. Who else? What else we had going on? Oh, Ka'awila, the name of the town. They saying that's the birth of the black. What did it say? The birth of the black face. I don't think it was the black face. It was the birth of the black something. Let me go back and look. I know it was saying it was the birth of the blacks. So how was that town? I don't think the town was created when we got there. Only reason being because when we got there, we was farming in sand, in the desert. I also have pictures of that as well. I have pictures of the farming in the deserts. It should be pulled up. I'm on this cycling. I don't even know what it is. Not looping. There it is. That's how they had to farm, y'all, in sand. How about that? So if we was able to go down and farm in sand, that means, we was able to survive. Them people was able to survive. They still here right today. It's only what, a few hours from Texas. Who are those people? And who are you? If they saying the original, the birth of, that means somebody had to be there. When they went there, they probably went there and had relatives there when they got there. They didn't come from far. So when they fled, they kind of had an idea where they was going. And then when they set up shop, I don't know, maybe I'm pushing it too far. But you got to look at, we migrated everywhere. And when we migrated, we set it up shop. Also, we moved with the cattle, with the buffalo. We moved with the food and the stuff. We moved. We traveled. We didn't ever exalted the land. He said they look exactly like our people with woolly hair. That's right, Tommy, they do. That is correct. So those were the two main stories I wanted to hit up tonight. It wasn't really nothing major in the detail. I just was going over the news for tomorrow morning's show. I wasn't able to get one this morning. Like I said, I was very, very busy. Like I said, I'm working in the community on overtime. I had a few time to sit down and a little time to go over some news for tomorrow morning, some stories and some things to talk about in the AM. And I came across these two. They changed the name of Negro Creek right here in Georgia, which I think is crazy. Anything to get rid of our history. And then now we got the Aboriginal woman showing how we migrated back to Mexico. You see what I'm saying? Like, we've been going back and forth for years, for centuries. There wasn't no straight line. Oh, we just stayed up here in the United States. We didn't go to Mexico. Really? Y'all don't think we was down up through there too? Y'all don't think the Aboriginals was down up through there? I'm just saying, the Aboriginals, this Central America is all America. It's all North America. Canada, Central America, it's all the same. What's up, Cuzzo? We got Travis in the building. Y'all need a fresh cut, go holler at Cuzzo at Corner Cuts. Yes, I'm repping Corner Cuts because they represent the community to the fullest. They look out for us. I seen them give haircuts to brothers like you see on the show. They give haircuts to folks. Going to get a job. Brother was going to get a job. Had a job interview this morning. Came up there tomorrow when they was closed and got a haircut. Okay, here we go. Here go a little history. Go scroll. Let me see. That's the very top. The Mascos, also known as the Negroes. The Mascogos, also known as the Negro Mascogos, are the Afro-descendant group in Coahuila, Mexico, centered on the town of El Nacimiento in Mazquiz municipality. The group are descendants of Aboriginal Seminoles. It said descendants of black Seminoles. Y'all know we don't like the word black. So Aboriginal Seminoles escaping the threat of slavery in the United States. After the forced move of the Seminoles and Aboriginal Seminoles, which is all the same, from Florida to Indian Territory, a group led by Seminole Sub-Chief Wildcat and Aboriginal Seminole Chief John Horse moved to northern Mexico. The group settled at El Nacimiento in 1852. They worked for the Mexican government to protect against Indian raids. Many of the Seminoles died from smallpox, and those remaining eventually returned to the United States along with some of the black Seminoles, Aboriginal Seminoles. In May 2017, the governor of Coahuila, Ruben Maria Moriri, I can't pronounce that, Valdez, signed a decree that recognized the Tribu de los Negros Mascogos as a Pueblo Indígena de Co. I cannot speak Spanish, y'all. I'm trying the best I can. This is whipping my behind right now. But Coahuila, he said that he hopes the Mascogos can begin receiving funds from the institute. I guess that's supposed to say Institution National de Pueblos Indigenous by 2018. Valdez also highlighted that the history of the Mascogos, Kickapoo, and Chinese immigrants were now included in the state's history text. Wait a minute. Chinese immigrants? Are those the Indians that everyone is saying the true Aborigine of America? I don't know. Don't get me started. Culture. Mascogos may derive from Mascogies. Sound like some Creek Indians to me. Sound like they kind of just put a flip to the word. Wait a minute. Are those Creek Indians there? Come on. Now y'all done got my attention. See, we saying Negroes, Mascogos, ain't nothing but a Muskogee. Who are you? Muskogee, who are you? Sound like a Creek Indian to me. So, what's this? Kappa Yui religious songs accompanied by hand clapping are performed at funerals, New Year's, and Christmas. In 2015, Cap Yui album titled Mascogo Soul featuring 4 Mascogo matriarchs was published. The Mascogos celebrate the Juneteenth. During the festivities, the community is visited by family members and Aboriginal Seminoles from Brackettville. I think they say Brackettville, Texas. Mascogo traditional dishes include soski, a type of aloe slot. Does that say a lot? It's kind of small for me to read, y'all. Bread made in camotes, I got it, pumpkin or empanadas, and pandimateros. The traditional customs of the Mascogo women is a long polka-dotted dress, an apron, and a, kerchief tie around the head. As of 2016, the only pure Mascogo was 85-year-old Lucia Vasquez, a result of frequent out marriage in the community, according to, it left me. I can't even read the thing. It didn't left me, y'all. I don't even know. I was reading it, but it took off and left me. I guess I wasn't reading fast enough. I guess I need to really speed up a little bit. But let me see where I'm at. An elder Mascogos whose mother was from, is that Chichewana. Starting in the 1930s, there was an influx of farmers to the region. Oh, okay. Resulting in an increase of marriage with outsiders. There is significant migration to other parts of Mexico and the United States of the young people of El Nacimiento due to lack of opportunities. Afro-Seminole Creole is used for the, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's Capayui, and is spoken mostly by the elders. How about that? Let me see. What you know about it, Jamil? I know you South Texas, right? I think you're down in San Antonio, right? Brackettsville? All right, yeah, Brackettsville. He said, what website is this? All right, that was on the, I just Googled it, to be honest with you. I know y'all don't like folks that Google stuff, but hey, I got it, I might as well use it. And then all it can do is just start you in the direction of what you need to. Now, even though this stuff can be edited, it's just giving us this information, the basic information of who these people are. All right, what else we got? J.B. Butler, Meriwether Militant. Good evening, good evening. So basically, I dug into it, man. It was just showing like, we've been going back and forth to Mexico for a long time because you got to remember those borders was man-made. So we've been up through there. Remember, Mexico City was a lake. If you don't believe me, go look it up. It was a lake. They used to put little floats on the lake and put to grow their food, right? And then once they covered up the lake with these little floats and stuff, they started making these little floating huts, and they lived on top of the lake. Then after a while, they didn't build on top of the lake and just built up and up and up, and now it ain't a lake no more. It's 1.5 billion people live over a lake. All right, but Tommy, I'm gonna have to use it because I don't do no more typing anymore. As you see, this stuff is moving without me. I'm not the one making it move. I got someone else doing it. And we preset it before we go. We don't really go, you know what I'm saying? So I dig into that. I don't mind doing a build on that neither, Tommy. I can check that out. So what else we got going on? So yeah, do your ancestry. Find out where you from, because I'm showing you Aboriginals in Mexico. So now you start scratching your head. Wait a minute. What the word these Aboriginals doing in Mexico? Why they not in, you see what I'm saying? I thought they came from Africa. Don't hit me with the Africa talk, y'all. Y'all know I've been telling this stuff for years. We not Africans. I said it. None against Ethiopians and Nigerians and South Africans. None against them. None against them. They originals of where they from. And I know they proud. Most of them know what tribe they from. And most of us don't. We just say African American. And it gives me a headache. Just drive me crazy. You African. You ain't African. Do your genealogy. Find out who your people are. We got runaway slaves, Negro Creek. Hey man, just go on up there and hit Negro Creek like it was a name on the creek that said Negro back in the day. Them folks knew where they were going. They hit Negro Creek to get up out of bondage, to get out of folks trying to come take their land. They didn't already pencil whipped us. Now they coming in town like, oh, y'all don't fight us, you agreed to it, you signed to it. Or something like that. They pencil whipped us. This is mid-1800s that they fled to Texas. What happened to the 400 years of slavery? So you mean tell me we were slaves all that time and then we just decided to bounce and go to Mexico? I think not. Forced labor. How do the slave own more land than the slave owner? I keep saying this. I need this to register in some brains. Use that tool between your two shoulders. That head, that tater, that knot up there. We're not gonna use it for a hat rack today. I need y'all to picture, and I want you to figure out, how do the slave owns more land than the slave owner? Can anyone figure that out? Especially for those that don't have a clue to what the world I'm talking about. Hell, we slaves. I got my last name from my slave master. Really? You're a fisher? Really? You don't think your family just was fishing? Or your last name's Hill? You don't think your family stayed up on the hills? Or your last name Taylor? You don't think your family was cutting up some clothes? Old tailor-made face behind. You don't think we was doing real well then? You good? Oh, you good. 170 years ago, these folks fled. I don't think that was their first time, to be honest with you. That's just me saying, I don't think it was their first time. He said Aztecs were Negroes with dreadlocks. That's a fact, okay? And also, I believe you, they even said Chicago was even a river city. Oh yeah, you know it. You know it. So, do what again? Genealogy. Why am I here? So you can do your genealogy. So I can motivate you to genealogy. So I can give you something, drop some type of seed that might not resonate tomorrow, but maybe we can get enough water on it, it can grow. That's all I want to do. What if your last name Nelson, Johnson, John, Son, Legend, or Williams, Dauphin? I don't know all the names, but you got to look at them in a what's the word? Oh, please, somebody close the door. We got mosquitoes. But yeah, I don't know all the last names, but maybe try to learn your native tongue or your original tongue, and maybe that'll kind of open up your mind to what's going on. Learning your language and your original languages, it'll start helping you understand. Finding your lineage will start putting understanding to why we going through the things just by going through your lineage, just by doing your genealogy. Nobody else's, just yours. Don't do nobody else's but yours. Don't be worried about nobody but you. And I bet you a lot of things will start going, oh, and look at what they was doing in that town. You find your great-great-grandmama 1872. Oh, okay. What town she stayed in? Okay. What they was doing in that town then? Okay. You don't know. You might have had some chiefs in your family. You might have had some martyrs in your family. You might have had some very important people in your family. But how would you know? How would you know? How do you know thyself if you don't know thyself? Oh, I know myself. You got to know yourself. Most of us don't know ourselves because we're too busy living in the now. Oh, I'm living for now. How is this going to help my pay? I got kids to take care of. How is this going to do that? Well, I got a lot of answers for that. And I can talk all day on that. But I'm not. I'm just going to go ahead and give it to you. Do your genealogy. Find out your lineage. Find out where you're from. Don't hit me with the African stuff no more. Don't tell me you're black. Go find me black land. Where's black land? Black land. I had a brother, he friended me on Facebook. Been my friend for probably about 6 months. I think he friended all my friends, or he probably friended me from one of my friends. Got all these Aboriginal pictures. Then tagged me in a post about 3 days ago. They started telling me this, y'all dumb this and stupid that and this, that, and that, and y'all from Africa this, and stop denying your roots this and that and this. I'm like, oh man, who got a hold of this brother? What Phoenix said this morning, who activated this brother? A lot of these folks coming out the woodworks. That's right, Darlene, black land. Black land. These folks coming out the woodworks. Is it? Oh, I don't want to talk about my grandmama, so let me go find something else to talk about. What else is there to talk about right now? Ain't nothing else to talk about. That's just that's the way I see it. If folks chilling on the block and they don't know who they are, you need to be on the block telling them who they are. That's right. Who told you was African? That's right, Tommy. Who told you? Was it Alpha Phi and Phi Beta and all that hoop and the hoop and the all that boy, all that crap. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Pamela Hall, she back in the day and she said she ain't found an African yet. Come on. She in Virginia. Fuck with it. Excuse my language, but mess with it. She said, but she did find, what you find? I think we all find a couple of them. Okay, even when they don't listen. Well, they gonna get it today. It's a little warm in here. Ain't got a lot hot. So man, do like everybody. It's a lot of folks on here that got genealogy sites. Phoenix, I mean, they helping with folks. They got websites and stuff. They helping folks find out their grandmamas is. Go holler at them folks. Find out who your grandmama is. I'm a beginner. I'm gonna tell y'all that I'm a beginner. Most of you all know just as much as I know. But when I'm talking to my people in my community that don't even have a clue, they ain't even started, they can probably get to their great grandmama, that's about it. I can work with them for I can get them started and get them on their way and get them over here on the chat and let them start seeing other people that look like them that's interested in finding their ancestors. We got to make this thing a trend. You got people on here talking genealogy. You got folks saying grandma killers, letting you know stop being effing grandma killers. You got people doing this. Folks just watch it as entertainment. And after they get through watching, oh, that was a pretty good build, or that was a pretty good show, and they go back doing the shit that they was doing. What up, nigga? What up, black boy? See the problem? Tim Barry, y'all see the problem? So everybody on my timeline right now on Facebook, I bet you go do your genealogy, because I know majority of you, y'all Indians. So why you got black on your job application at your school? Why your kids at school on the paperwork at the school talking about they black or African Americans? Why the teachers are calling the schools African Americans in the school and you know who you are? That's the question. You know who you are, but your kids at school being persons and subjects and corporations and slaves and property. Man, y'all gotta know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Halito, but y'all gotta know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Your kids at school, you on YouTube or you on Facebook, and you know what you are. You on here making posts, I'm Indian. Ain't looked up no genealogy. Your kids going to school, Negro, black, color. The teachers calling them African Americans. You at work, they was like, oh, we got black employees. They calling you they black employees and stuff like that. Ain't no correction going on nowhere. But you on Facebook posting pictures of Indians every day. Now what is that? Is that what would be the right word for that? Hypocrite? Is that a hypocrite? I think that's a hypocrite. Oh, you faking. Oh, you think you gotta be jumped in or something? Oh, like the gangsters. You got your GDs down south in Georgia talking about they gangsters, and they ain't never been. Well, I don't know how it gotta be. What you gotta be jumped in? No, we ain't jumping nobody in no Indian tribe. No, we ain't riding no goats, donkeys, none of that crap. So no, we ain't doing none of that. That's all I'm saying. All we doing is a little genealogy. A few hours of your day and find out who your folks is and go connect to your folks. How hard is that? How hard is that? We ain't riding no goats, riding no donkeys. Going blindfold, getting hit with no mallets. Ain't gotta go take no pledges and go walk up down no street butt naked. You ain't gotta do none of this stuff. All you gotta do is just pull up a little website, go to a little library. You might have to spend a few dollars here and there on a birth certificate or something, death certificate. You know, for those of y'all that got it, that don't want to look, you know, pay somebody to do it for you. Somebody said, not mine. My youngest daughter is 40. Whoa, Darlene. Okay, you grandma. All right. And when she was in school, I made them change that mess. Thank you. That's probably, you about the first person I heard that. Yeah, at work at that age, and that's dope. You made them change it. That's dope. I don't know. Now, I'm still learning. I don't know about that American Kemet Osiris. Do the men got to go to the women tribe? I don't know how that go, bro. I'm still learning. Like I said, I'm learning. Now, I did some deep studying now. I get with some guys and we'll sit here and we'll go over some stuff. Shout out to Tin Car up in Canada. I just sat down with that brother for a while and did some studying. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this because it's a little warm here. I might even turn on AC or something. Y'all feeling me? All right. Let me see what else we got. Because the woman had the man's last name. Well, was that how it was back when we did it? Or was that how it was when they came along? That's what I said. That's some more research. That's a good build. Find out what happened when we married each other. What did we do? I don't know. Maybe someone else can tell me. But that is something that I'm gonna look into. Matter of fact, let me write that at. Okay, Pamela Hall said, I know I figured that out. They married Aboriginal men and women. Okay. So, but what I'm saying is I'm trying to figure out when they got married, did the man take on the women's customs or did the woman take on the man's customs? Because you know everybody say everything is about the man. And kind of then when you get through the history, you find out that it wasn't that way. Now we got my whole family's in Christianity and they just kick the women straight off the podium. But all the women are the pastors of the church. I'm confused. All the women are running the church. Now I know some brothers that ran the church. Pastor Sam, Pastor Oliver. I grew up in the church. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think I got everyone. I just wanted to holler at everybody. I wanted to get through these 2 stories. Like I said, I have a lot of stories for the AM. I didn't have a morning show this morning. Phoenix brought that fire. Y'all leave them trannies alone. Let them folk live their life. Y'all get back home and take care of y'all house. That was a tough build this morning. I salute you for that. Leave them folks alone. Y'all worry about everybody else, but your house is out of whack. Can't nobody take care of the house, but worry about what everybody else is doing. That's what we got going on. This man is the leader. The man is the leader of the marriage. Are you sure about that, Tommy? I found out, Coach. A lot of them that came here was living with tribes. Okay, so they came in. Where else could they stay with, though? They didn't know the land. They didn't know where to go. They didn't know how to eat. They was gonna die. They had to come here and get with the tribes. They had no choice. Who else could they go to? I'm not gonna say that's a fact. Again, Tommy, when you're dealing with marriages, back in the day, we can't go off the belief systems of what we did nowadays. We can't go off the belief systems of what you was taught or learned or what they did in Africa. We cannot go off those systems. We must do our own due diligence and find out on our own. I think different tribes had different customs. So that's things that we need to learn. And I'm glad you brought that up. Let me see what else we got going on. Well, Anita Thomas. Darlene Colton, I think I said your name right. I hope I said your name right. Everything's signing off. So yeah, thank you all for coming out. I'm still working on this thing. I got some new stuff going on. In the community, I have a lot going on in this community. If you live in my community, you already know. I have a lot of exciting news to share with everyone else. But it's not that I'm hiding stuff. It's just really, I'm really focusing on getting all my stuff right. I don't need no stuff. We need to make sure this goes sweet. This is for the community, by the community, and everything else. We're gonna make this thing do what it do. Thank you all for coming out. I'll see you all in the morning. Now, I am doing a morning show, and I'm gonna go back to when I first came on, kicking it live, cutting the fool in the AM. Yes, I am gonna be that energy in the morning. I know other folks got stuff going on, but hey, that ain't got nothing to do with me. So I will be crunk in the morning. I might run from 6 to 10, ain't no telling. But I'm gonna be running in the morning, and I'm gonna be pumping. If I got folks that want to come on, if you want to come on, hit me up. You can come on, and let's build. If you come on here with the BS, I might look at you crazy, and everybody gonna see my expression, and then you gonna poof, be gone, and we gonna keep on building. We ain't gonna waste no energy on you. That's right, they was keeping the cattle. That's what they was doing. They took our food, but that's a long another story. I'm gonna get into that. It's 8/43/4/16/2019. Shout out to everyone that's pushing the information out to your peoples. Keep doing that. Don't get all this information from us and try to be the smart nigga in the neighborhood and just keep little stuff to you and wait and try to. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get that information out there. Share the wealth. Knowledge is power. Like games because streets. Alright, Tommy. And I'm out, y'all. I'm out this time.